Hello everyone, today's video is a vlog of all the books that I read this past week. Hi, I'm Jane and welcome to the Reading Nook. Good morning everybody, it is Sunday, January 29th, and I wanted to give you a quick update on the book I finished last night, and I finished the Housemate by Freida McFadden, and oh my lord. This book, when I finished, I was like, oh man, I was like stunned. And I was like, what do I rate this book? I was like, is it a 3? Is it a 4? I eventually settled on 4 wontons out of 5, but God, this book was totally insane. I mean, reading it towards the end, and I'm wincing. I was like, oh no, I can't read this, but I have to read it. I was like, oh. My jaw is dropping, and oh man. And so I'll give you the quick premise of this book. So the main character, Millie, Millie Calloway, she is down on her luck. She's living out of her car. She's looking for work, and she gets a call from Nina Winchester, asking her if she wants a job being a housekeeper for her and her husband Andrew, and also helping to take care of their daughter Cecilia. And Millie says, "Yeah, yes, definitely." So she's out of work and she's living out of her car, so she needs money. And she has a secret, something that she doesn't tell Nina. And this is not a spoiler; it's established at the beginning of the book that Millie was in prison. We don't find out until later on why she was in prison, what exactly happened. So she goes to the house, and she like sees this, like it's a beautiful home. It's like very palatial, and so she starts to work there, and Nina starts to. It's almost like she's gaslighting her, or it's just like she tells Nina or Millie to do something. Millie does it, and then Nina turns around and says, "No, I didn't tell you to do that." So Millie is, and also her room is upstairs in the attic, and there is a window there, but it's painted shut, and the door locks on the outside. So Millie is a little bit, but she's curious. We're not curious, but she's a little bit confused. Like, why is there a lock on the outside of the door? Wouldn't there be a lock on the inside? And so she has to deal with Nina just turning around and saying it's contradicting what she told Millie to do, and the daughter Cecilia isn't any better. She just acts very bratty and almost does the same sort of thing that Nina's doing, just saying a lot. Like, I think there was a thing about allergies, and Cecilia just kind of brings her mother into it. Well, just the two of them are. There's a scene there with peanut butter, and Millie is saying that she wasn't ever told that Cecilia had any allergy, and Nina and saying, "No, I did tell you." And Cecilia saying to her mother, "Mommy, she's trying to kill me. She's trying to hurt me with the peanut butter." And there's just a lot of manipulation going on. And then we have Andrew, who's the Millie. I think sometimes she seems to be, none of the characters are very likable to me anyway. Millie just seems to be, she tries to, I don't know, she doesn't really have anybody to talk to about what's going on. And there's a landscaper, Enzo, who's Italian, and he doesn't speak a whole lot of English, and Millie thinks that if she talks to Enzo and gets him on her side, then maybe she can get some help, or just have somebody that's there in her corner whenever she has to deal with Nina's strange behavior. And she tries to, I know, put the moves on Enzo. In other words, when Enzo just rebuffs her, he doesn't want anything to do with that. And with Andrew, as right away she's like, "Oh, it's always." In the book is always talking about how devastatingly handsome Andrew is, with his dark eyes and his dark hair and these immaculate suits, and it gets after a while. It's like, yes, we get it. Andrew is gorgeous. He's like a supermodel hunky. We understand that. And so things happen. It's really hard to talk about this book without spoiling it, because there's certain things that happen in the book that you find out later. It's like, oh, okay, we understand, we get it, because it kind of jumps. There's a part in the book, it kind of jumps from the present timeline to a past timeline to when Nina and Andrew meet. So then you get the lead up of what goes on in the present to what is actually really going on. And so then when you get to the ending, like, oh man, I was saying earlier, I just had to, I was just like cringing and wincing, and I was just stunned. I almost, I can't figure out what to say about this book, because I've never read anything like this before. But I mean, as I said earlier, I did give it 4 wontons out of 5, and I think I'm going to read something a little bit lighter, just to clean my brain from what I just read, because I'm still thinking about it today. And I wrote a review on Goodreads, and it's like, I think it's the longest review I've ever written for a book. And so I think I'm still in the middle of The Way of Kings, so I think I'm going to read that today, and it's going to be starting a new buddy read this week, and so I'm going to get into that maybe tomorrow. And so just wanted to give you a quick update on the Housemate, and I will check in with you in my next update. Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday, February 1st, and I just want to give you a quick update on what I read yesterday to round out the end of January. So I finished A Quiet Life in the Country, and that is it's book 1 in the Lady Emily Hardcastle series, and it is by T.E. Kinsey. And the premise of this book is Lady Hardcastle, she is a widow, and she lives in England, and she and her lady's maid Florence, they decide they're going to go into the country just for a quiet life. And one day there is a body found in the woods, and Lady Hardcastle decides to investigate the death along with her lady's maid Flo. And so we meet a bunch of different characters in the book, and just there's a bit of a humor in this book, because they're just different. Lady, this is set in 1908, so don't know if women's rights were women had the right to vote by then in England, in the UK. But Lady Hardcastle's very forward thinking. She likes investigating and crime scenes and things like that. And Florence, she plays the banjo, so that's a little bit different. And it's a little bit the way that the police interact with Lady Hardcastle when she draws a sketch of the crime scene, and she shows it to the police that are investigating, and they're actually receptive to it, and they even take her ideas of of the crime scene, of how the body was found, and the position of other things like the logs. There's a log that's found near the body, and she tells the police, like, based off of where the position of this log, it seems like maybe that the death wasn't they think at first it was a suicide, but the way that the log was positioned near the body, it doesn't look like it was. And the police are actually very receptive of her ideas, which is very unique. It was different, because in 1908 England, and women's rights weren't very it wasn't very progressive, I guess you would say. So it's a bit different. And so Flo and Lady Hardcastle just they investigate, and I gave this book 3 wontons out of 5. It was an alright read. I mean, this is the first I've ever read of this series, a historical mystery. So I probably will try book 2 again, or I'll try book 2 rather, just to see what I think about the series. And starting off my reading in February, it's a reread. It's actually rereading the entire Bake Shop series with Courtney from Protagonist, and I'm reading book 2, A Matter of Life and Death, and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm listening to it on Audible since this is a reread, and I've only just started, so it's going pretty well. And I'm also in the middle of Five Total Strangers, and that's a thriller by, shoot, I can't remember the name now, but I'll put it on the screen here. And I'm on chapter 10, and this is a buddy read that I'm doing with Sharon, and I need to have it up to the end of chapter 13 finished by tomorrow night. We'll be discussing it tomorrow night, so I'm probably going to read both Five Total Strangers and A Matter of Life and Death tonight. And so this is just my quick update to let you all know what I've been up to with reading wise. So I'm going to go and get some dinner and get a shower, and I'll see you in my next update. Good evening, everyone. It is Friday, February 3rd, and I wanted to give you an update on what I read last night. And I finished my first book for February, and it was A Matter of Life and Death, and that is book 2 from the Bake Shop series by Elliot Alexander. And the premise of this book, and so a baking competition is coming to Ashland, and they're going to be using Tort's Kitchens to do some of the baking. Some of the contestants are going to be doing some of their prep work in the kitchen, and the film crew are going to be filming in the kitchen. So everybody in the bake shop is very excited, and so the people start to come in, and there's a little bit of I don't know if hesitancy is the right word, but Jules is telling everybody, like Andy, Sterling, and Stephanie, and everybody at the bake shop, that it's going to get really crowded because the contestants are going to be coming in to do their prep work. So there's not a whole lot of room, but they managed to get through it, get it done. And so while all this is happening, while the contest is happening, and people are baking their signature desserts, one of the contestants is found dead. And so Jules takes it upon herself to do some investigating on top of everything that she has to deal with the bake shop, like running the bake shop, and just making sure that everybody is getting their baking and whatever things that they want to put on the menu, like any new dishes that they want to put on the menu. They make sure they have enough of everything. And she's also kind of indirectly, dealing with the dynamics between Sterling and Stephanie. They seem to like each other, but they're kind of not really pursuing anything. So she's wondering what's going on, why is nothing happening. And so and also Jules ends up being a part of the competition. She's going to be entering her signature dessert into the contest. So she's going to be having to go in and do some of her own filming. So the film crew are going to be coming in to film her as well. And we also have Lance that's a part of the story, and we have Doug, the professor. And but Lance, he's always a really really favorite character. He's always out there, and it's very theatrical. But he's always a lot of fun. And this book I gave 4 wontons out of 5. This is the same rating I gave the book last time, and this is actually a reread of rereading the entire series, and it's with Courtney from Protagonist and a group of other people, and we're gonna be rereading the entire series. So I finished that one, like I said, last night, and yesterday was my birthday, so it was pretty good day. Had some nice food at work, and gluten-free chocolate cake, which was really nice. And so that was enjoyable, and I got to do some reading with my Discord friends. So and overall, it was a good birthday. So I am also reading Five Total Strangers. Still reading that. I've got to the end of chapter 13, and it's not very thrilling the first half of the book, but it's starting to pick up a bit. And so because part of the premise is that while these people are traveling by car, they're just like on the road, personal items start going missing, and this is starting to happen. There's I forget which character it is, but they're noticing some of their things is going missing. They can't find it, So it's starting to ramp up a little bit. And I've also started In Bed with the Devil by Lorraine Heath, and this is book 1 in The Scoundrel of St. James. So I only just started reading that. So this is just a quick update of what I read yesterday. And this is also the end of my reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on my next video. Thanks. Bye.